Hi, welcome to Miss Annette's Little Farm in the Big City. How are you? You guys, it got cold again and it's snowing and nobody likes the snow, right, Leche? She's been complaining all morning about the snow. She does not like the snow at all. She's been complaining all morning and there's nothing I can do about it but make sure that she has a nice, warm, dry bed, plenty of water and food. And there isn't really much we can do outside today, so let's go inside. I have been wanting to make a Snuffle for Brownie, and so let's go ahead and go inside and do that today. All right, Letcha, you go back in the barn where it's nice and warm. Well, here we are in our craft room. Since Brownie is a terrier, he has a lot of energy, and in the wintertime, it's hard to help him get all that energy out. I mean, we play with him, we take him for walks, and we try to do as much as we can, but it's not the same as during the summer when we get extra time outside playing ball or outside just sniffing around. And so I want to make him this little Snuffle. Now you may be wondering what a Snuffle is. Well, a Snuffle is kind of a sensory toy for a dog. It is a mat with a lot of how do I describe it? Tentacles sticking out so that you can sprinkle some kibble in there and they have to kind of snuffle it out to get the kibble. And it's a sensory toy. I bought these 2 blankets for $3 each at the Walmart. And they kind of contrast, but they have the same theme, little dogs. And I'm going to use that as my material for my Snuffle today. We're going to start by measuring it out. And look at this. This table is working out so well. So I have a cutting mat and I bought a roller cutter too. So I'm trying out some new things now that I have my fancy craft room. And I'm thinking that I wanted to make it 12 by 12, which is a pretty good size for a dog. That's Brownie's size. See, so this is 12 by 12 right here. So we're gonna add a little bit, maybe 13 by 13 so that we can have some seams on the side. Because I wanna make it just a little bit different. I don't wanna make it just 1 layer. I wanna make it 2 layer because I think that would make it sturdier. 1 layer is just way too thin, I think. I'll show you what 1 layer looks like. So 1 layer would be this, like this. And if I did 2 layers, it would be a little bit thicker and I think a little more sturdy. So I'm going to cut 12 by 12. And maybe I'll just make one side one color and one side another color. I'm not sure. So the first thing is I need to make it square.
What are you making, honey?
I'm making a Snuffle for Brownie.
A what?
A Snuffle.
Snuffle? What is
It's a
that?
sensory toy.
Oh. He gets very upset and he sees anyone outside the window of the car.
Well,
he gets upset if he sees dogs anywhere, but he gets upset when he's in the car if he sees anybody. It's annoying. It's annoying.
No, puppy's not annoying.
This is going to be a thick blanket or a weighted blanket?
It's not. It's a Snuffle.
Snuffle.
It's going to be a little mat, and it has a bunch of little things sticking up, and then you put his kibble in it, and he has to dig to get his kibble out. It's a sensory toy.
Okay. There's going to be little holes to get into there? How does he get the kibble?
He has to move the stuff out of the way to get the kibble.
Ooh, he's going to like that.
It's a sensory toy to help him calm down. I decided to make my mat 12 by 12 and we'll cut that. And then for the strips that I'm cutting for the Snuffle will be 1.5 inches by 6 inches. And I'm cutting several. I don't have a pattern, so I'm just kind of cutting until I have enough. I really liked having the cutting mat and the roller cutter because it made cutting the strips so much easier. I doubled the fabric over and then I just cut it about 1.5 inches apart. And as I cut it, then I cut it into 6-inch strips. I didn't have a pattern for this. I just kind of came up with it on my own mind. So I kept cutting strips until I felt like I had enough to cover my small 12 by 12 mat. I have all of my little strings cut. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to sew a seam around these two little pieces that are going to be the snuffle. So I'll sew a seam around it. And then I'll show you, then I will start sewing all the little snuffle pieces on here. All right, I sewed a seam all the way around it. I left about 5/8 of an inch because I'm going to do the pinking shears all the way around. So this is the back side and this is the front. I'm going to move my sewing machine. And now I will take my little stack of my little things here and I am going to pin them. So I have them all lined up like this. Then I'm going to sew all of them on there. So you get an idea. So I'm going to be tying little knots. So I have these tied on there. And then I'll just tie little knots and then we can hide his kibble in there. So I've got row 1 done. And I'm going to alternate the colors. So I'm going to push these aside like this. Flatten them out and then get ready for row 2. And that will be my blue. I'm sewing them pretty closely together because they'll be tied in knots, so that doesn't really matter. And as I sew each row, I will be folding them over away from where I'm sewing so that I don't get them tangled up in the new row. This little project is really turning out to be a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying doing this little project. I hope the dogs like it. And then before you know it, you're already halfway done. This project is simple, it's a lot of fun, and altogether I probably spent $6 making this. I spent $3 on each blanket. I needed about 2 yards of material, if I hadn't told you that before. So it's the next day, and I have it all sewn up. This is what it looks like on the back. And I'm really glad I did a double thickness, because I think just one layer wouldn't have made it thick enough. So I spent some time trying to decide whether I wanted to tie the little things, and I did a few. I tied a few, I don't know if you can see. So I tied a few of them here, and that's what you're supposed to tie them all. And at first I thought I was just gonna leave it loose like this, because I thought it would be more challenging for him to find the kibble. So, I don't know, you guys. What do you think? Should I tie it on? Well, let's go ahead and do that.
He is a little bit warm now, that's good. It's cold for some reason.
Look on the back of this, I have 2 dogs.
Ah,
That one's Brownie, and that one's Corby.
yeah.
What do you think?
But that's his, he says. It's not Corby's.
I'll make Corby one too if Corby likes it.
Sad.
Better get busy. How come you're so cute? All right, it's done. I kind of like the way it looks to keep them long on the ends like that. We'll see. Makes me think of a flower. I'm probably gonna make another one for Corby, and I think I will make his round so it will look more like a flower, and then just sew my little pieces in a circle. That will be fun. Okay, let's see if this works. Well, they both liked it, so I guess that means I'm gonna go back in there and use my scraps to make another one for Corbin, so they both have one. But I think this will be really nice for them, especially on days like today when we can't really get outside and exercise, and this will give them some mental stimulation to help with all of that energy. I'm happy that the dogs like this, and it was pretty easy to make. So it wasn't a bad sewing project at all. Pretty easy to make. And to me, crafting like this is me time. So I'm really happy to be able to do that on days like today, where we're all stuck inside. Please be safe out there if you have to get out in all of this. And thank you. Thank you so much for stopping by and visiting me here on Miss Annette's little farm in the big city. Try to get outside today if you can. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. And I will see you next time. Bye. Love you.